got to talk about the oil blowout in the Gulf. This is not going to go away anytime soon. David, what do you think about the whole thing?
Yeah, well, I wrote an article about it actually this week, which always, of course, focuses the mind on looking at all these different aspects to it as you're pulling it together, and it is utterly catastrophic in environmental terms. But you know, when you look at the background to it, the run-up to it, I don't buy incompetence. I buy, at the core, cold calculation. And the selling of shares and the fact that Halliburton was involved. I mean, red flags go up. Halley red flag Burton, they ought to call it.
Yep.
And then you've got the consequences. And then you look at the way, again, very clearly, when you see the people involved speaking on the ground, BP couldn't give a damn about cleaning it up or stopping it. It's going through the motions. So first of all, you have the situation arise and the oil starts to flood out, and then you have this situation where the people who've done it really are not really trying, except going through the motions to appear to be trying. I mean, you see these interviews on the internet with some of the people that have been involved in the cleanup, and they're saying, you know, well, maybe 2 hours a day, and again, a common theme is, oh, when someone comes in who's kind of important, or there's cameras, or it's the president, then everyone's alerted, and everyone's on the beaches and cleaning up, and everyone's running around. As soon as the helicopter leaves, it all stops. I mean, why would you not do whatever you could to react to this? The reason is they want the catastrophe, they want the chaos, for a number of reasons. There's one level, yes, of course, they're going to try to use this to push the global warming tax agenda because you know, the climate gate and all the other stuff has really put a hole in
they capitalize on every tragedy, always. Yeah,
exactly. You know, I mean, the climate gate thing is really you know, been a big problem for the credibility of this global warming lie. So they'll use this, but it's bigger than that. They want to create as much chaos as possible, and interestingly, it connects into what we've been talking about tonight, Jeff, because when you create chaos and you create fear, you are fundamentally affecting the vibrational state of the population. I mean, okay, expand your mind to connect with higher levels of consciousness when oil's pouring onto the beach and creating an environmental catastrophe, when you've lost your whole way of life and what have you, and then with the potential consequences of the acid rain. There's already oil rain falling in the Gulf area, and all these other possibilities of massive environmental damage, fundamental damage, a long way inland. You're looking at a situation of potential catastrophe for far more people than those that just live along the Gulf, and then you've got the Gulf Stream out into Europe and all the rest of it. And so it's just one part of creating maximum chaos, including wars and economic chaos, anything that can create mayhem within the human energy field out of fear and worry and what's going on and all the rest of it.
And they're feeding off of this.
A lot more of these things, a lot more of these in different areas of our lives, things that are designed to create fear, terror, worry, and all the rest of it. It is going to be a nightmare period, but so the way to get through it and to come out the other side in this new world that's coming is to be in this world physically, yes, and we experience through the five senses, but our point of observation is consciousness beyond this world. We are in this world physically, but not of this world in terms of our point of observation. If we can say, David Icke is my experience, he's not who I am. I am consciousness having that experience, it will be much easier to get through, because we will be interacting with this change and this chaos in a very, very different way to those that are in the world and of it in terms of their perception of self.
Wow. All true. So if you folks are living in the Gulf right now, let me tell you something the government will not tell you, and it was in Obama's Oval Office speech. They don't care about you. all right? And you people who are selling out to BP and proud to be part of the cleanup crew, you're being sacrificed. Every single person who cleaned up the Exxon Valdez disaster is dead now. Dead. Their average life, I believe, was 51 years of age. They're gone. That's it. You people are being set up. You're being paid. You are expendable. Let me urge all of you to get an ozone air purifier for your homes at least, so the air inside of your home can be somewhat cleaner than the filth and the poison that you're being forced to breathe. David, do you know over here there is no air monitoring going on in the media? No results whatsoever?
Yeah, that is extraordinary from the perception of a sane country, a sane administration.
Yep.
But of course, completely explainable because the readings they would get would be horrific, and so they don't.
Well, they had one set of reading, David. I don't know if you heard this or not, but for you listening, forgive me again. These so-called safe levels of benzene, 0 to 4 parts per billion. The levels that were found in the only story I was able to secure, a television station in Louisiana, over 3,400 parts per billion. And then the air monitoring stopped. No more results. That was it. 3,400 parts per billion benzene.
This is such an important point for people in general, but especially people in uniform to understand, is that the government couldn't care less about you. You're totally expendable. What they're doing in the Gulf is just a much bigger version of what they did to the rescuers at 9/11 when they knew what those people were breathing in. And look at the consequences for them. The Valdez, you rightly mentioned, and nothing sums up for me more profoundly how much they don't care is that workers on the cleanup, workers going out in boats into that oil, were told they couldn't wear respirators on the excuse that it would cause alarm. And you know, I said in my article over the weekend exactly what you just said. You know, it's not nice to say it, but the die is already cast for a large number of people as a result of what has happened and how they've gone out into this stuff, into this unbelievable pollution without any protection. And even with protection, it's only kind of limited given the environment they're going into.